Good afternoon, good evening, B1 family. And yeah, I'm making this early in the morning, but I'm just letting you know this is when the video will be seen. They beefing, and I love it. I love it.
Spain and Mexico is beefing right now. This lady Isabel came to Mexico City. She's a president of the community in Madrid, and she said y'all should be thankful for Spanish colonization. If it wasn't for Hernan Cortez, you wouldn't have the culture that you have today. You wouldn't speak the language that you speak today. You wouldn't be the religion that you are today, and y'all need to praise Hernan Cortez and Spanish colonization. Matter of fact, all of Latin America. You wouldn't be who you are. You wouldn't have the mixes that you have. That was her argument. Now, President Claudia of Mexico, she wasn't in agreement with that. She didn't like that. Like she said, all the panists that agrees with this are a bunch of goofies and don't know their history. That it was so bad, right? The colonization was so bad, and Hernan Cortez was such a bad person that Spain didn't even want him back. Spain did not want this man back. This man was buried in Mexico. The place where all this mixing and stuff was done violently. It was done through grape. The reason why they speak Spanish, it was done through violence. It was imposed on them, right? And Claudia goes on to say she stands in solidarity with the indigenous people. They're the people that ran to the mountains and the hills when all this colonization was going on to preserve their culture. And that's where their values, Mexican values, come from, of valuing family and community. It comes from the indigenous people. So she said, for y'all to agree with Isabel, y'all don't really know history like that, and y'all are goofies. And Isabel goes on to say this is for all of Latin America, that everybody should be grateful in Latin America for Spanish conquest. Let me know what y'all think. I mean, it is a fact that people speak Spanish and they're Catholics because that did come from Spain. That's Spanish culture. But grateful for colonization, that's diabolical.
I like to point out the most important part of this thing is that they're dealing with in-house issues. We're not the center focus for all these other groups no more. See, now delineation, that word, that thing is so powerful that now, once again, like with the Caribbeans and Africans, those two, that British Caribbean woman and that British African woman are having to deal with in-house issues with their folk. In-house issues. And I love it. Deal with your stuff in your house. Quit watching our yard. Quit asking what we finna barbecue. Quit worry about how we edge our lawn. Quit worried about what paint we use on the house. Don't quit inquiring about what we got going on. Stay over there in your yard. Fix your yard up. Fix your house. Y'all got a lot of skeletons in your closet y'all refuse to deal with. Now you got to face them because now folk are blatantly being open about how they feel. Like, hey, they're kind of like on F it. I'ma say it. It's not that they're wrong. It's not that they're lying. Y'all just don't want to deal with it. And I'm glad y'all having to deal with it.
Claudia just said, like, hey, we delineated from y'all, so stop it. Stop it with all this panic stuff. We delineated.
Didn't I say we the trendsetters? But y'all already knew that. If y'all my audience, y'all already knew that. We're the trendsetters. We set the trend. We set precedent. And yeah, everybody needs to delineate. Everybody needs to just go home and fix home. And then after we'll decide if we want to come back to the table and do some business. At that point in time. But right now, go home. I just like to go home part. Go home. That just works for me. Go home. Go to your place. Because y'all in our space. And it's starting to get a little musty. And we're not a musty people. Now, be one family. This next clip. Did y'all know this?
Let me show y'all again how the stuff you see going on in America today makes sense if you look at its history against black Americans. It all makes sense. 1866, the American Negro had barely been free for a year before somebody looked at their wage demands and said, we need to make this illegal. And they did. It was called the anti-enticement law, and it said that if you tried to offer a black worker more money than he was already making, you could criminally be prosecuted.
When folks say, oh, it wasn't that bad. Y'all just lazy. They made a law to where you couldn't be offered more money. If you was the best. The sheer thought of you making just as much or more than a white man had these devils, these white supremacists, so up in arms that they made a law to keep you from making more money, to keep somebody from offering you more money. And these are the same folk that turn around and tell you, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Not the worker, you, for offering him better wages. Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, all of them. And some of these laws stayed on the books into the 1980s.
But that was so long ago. I was born in 84. I was born in 84. That's about 42 years ago. No, 42 years ago for being 84. 46, 47 years ago, 1980. Cut the damn check.
But that was just the first lock on the door. Second lock, they also passed vagrancy laws making it a crime to leave your job without permission. The city of Montgomery, Alabama passed a municipal ordinance making it illegal to leave time for better work, punishable by 6 months of hard labor.
You can't even leave to go get more money. No, Negro, you can't leave to go get more money. Get more money? No, boy.
And when word got out about better paying jobs up north, they passed laws making it illegal for labor agents to tell black workers about them too.
You better not tell that boy about some good money up north. You better not. We're going to lock your ass up. We need all types of compensation. Why you guys need reparations? That's bullshit like that. That's a part of it. Not only the unpaid wages for slavery, for building this country up and creating the wealth, but when we was free, y'all were making laws to keep us from going and getting more money. Keep us from leaving to get more money, getting paid more money in town, leaving out of town to get more money, and then having somebody let us know, hey man, there's more money up north for your skill set. That's why.
And while all three of them laws were being enforced, those same employers held a conference in Memphis in 1869, raised $1 million, and started importing Chinese laborers at $14 a month because black workers had the nerve to ask for 20.
Shout out to King's Checks, brother, you cooking. When they keep telling us, oh, these people just work harder, no, they're willing to work for less. We know our worth. We know the quality of our work. Because a lot of you are getting new houses. And I've shown y'all Brother Inspector Knight and Gold Star Inspections, both them brothers out there in Texas. Y'all seen the quality of them $1 million houses. Houses like they put together with some cheap Legos. But we want too much for the quality of our work.
$20 a month. Frederick Douglass watched this happen in real time and called it exactly what it was, a scheme designed to push black labor out entirely. And thing is, the anti-enticement laws suppressed everybody's wages. YT workers in the South too. The corrupted courts hurt everybody. The broken labor market hurt everybody. They destroyed the economic fabric of an entire region just to keep one group from getting what they were owed. I ask you again, does that sound familiar?
We have always known that they will cut off their nose to spite their faces when it comes to us. So if everybody got to suffer, they'll let them suffer. And also the white folk don't care. Like, as long as I'm getting treated better than that nigger over there. As long as I can go through the front door, drink at the nice fountains, have whites only pies, have that quote exclusivity, I don't mind being broke. Because I'm better than that nigger over there.
Let's keep going. No rational economic actor does that. You don't burn down your own market to win a grudge. This was never about money. It was about making sure a certain group never had any. Now look at today. The U.S. would rather destroy the country than give black Americans what is deserved. And over the last year, native-born workers lost 1.3 million jobs while foreign-born workers gained 1.2 million. In 1869, again, they held a conference and raised $1 million to import cheaper labor because black workers asked for $20 instead of $14. In 2024, they just call that a labor shortage. Nothing has changed under the sun, and them people don't owe us enough.
We come from an amazing lineage and owed an even more amazing debt. FBA all day and be one.